Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally doesn't work. Let's get open for business here on the final word for the Dallas Cowboys on tonight. It is the final word or final video that I'll be doing tonight because my ass is tired and I'm going to bed. Now, I got to tell you, I'm old. Really old and not really into knowing everything. The Dallas Cowboys defensive line is calling themselves the Hot Boys. And I had a flashback of Public Enema. What the hell is a Public Enema? And I was like, Hot Boys? What the hell is some damn Hot Boys? It sounds like a guy band. Bunch of youngins, some junk and something around in there. Hot Boys or some gay strippers. I don't know. It just didn't sound quite right. Hot Boys. But then I went to my young person over here, my encyclopedia, Michael Anthony Fitness. Michael Anthony Fitness, can you fill in your dad on the Hot Boys?
They're old.
They're old. What exactly were the Hot Boys?
As Lil Wayne's group when he first came out.
Oh.
You know, like
okay.
Like NSYNC?
Yeah.
That's basically his group, and he's the one that actually did something. It's like Justin Timberlake came out and had his own thing. So it's the same thing. It's like a rap. We call it a rap.
What the hell is a damn Hot Boy? Okay. Personally, I think I'm going to make it a mission that we need to come up with something better than Hot Boy. I'm sorry, because that does not sound right.
Legion of Doom.
Well, Legion of Doom, which would be a cross tie. But the only problem with doing Legion of is that way you're referencing the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, but so you don't really want to have that. I mean, the Legion of Doom sounds really good, and it would be okay.
Sounds so much better than Hot Boys.
You know what? How about ass whipping? It sounds better than Hot Boys. Or, you know, why can't we look at something like, you know, Law and Order? Like we're bringing the law and the order there because, you know, our defense with D-Law or something. We got to do better than Hot Boys, man. Come on. Come on, man. I can see the jokes coming now, Hot Boys. And I understand. I get the Lil Wayne reference and all. I'm going to have to look up some videos and things. But, you know, I'm kind of old. See, I don't get into that kind of rap music. I go way back, you know, to like Sugar Hill Gang. To the hip, hop, hippity, hop, hop. Okay. Or Run, Run, DMC.
When was the last time we won a Super Bowl?
Say what?
If they have a Super Bowl ring, I can understand it because they have a song called Bling Bling. You get Super Bowl ring, bling.
All I gotta say, it's tricky to rock a rhyme that's right on time in his head. It's tricky. It's tricky, tricky, tricky. I don't know no Hot Boys. So, leave your comments down below on a good name for the Dallas Cowboys defensive rush. What do we know about the Dallas Cowboy defensive rush? They're fit. They're kind of slim because we don't have that fat guy in the middle that I'd like.
No.
They're fast.
No.
We got Tank Johnson, of course. We got Law in there.
Wait, who?
We got Crawford, which is kind of like a crawfish. But his nickname is Tank. Tank Lawrence.
Oh.
That's why he had the tank there at training camp?
I know.
Okay, see. That's why it's good to have my son around because I know stuff he don't know and he knows stuff I don't know. So we need to come up with a better name for our defense. In other news, Chaz Green.
You get cut?
No.
Oh.
Chaz Green at the end of the first practice was taken off in a cart and given an IV. In other news, Randy Gregory is back. Back again. Guess who's back? Randy Gregory. So tell a friend. Randy Gregory, they're bringing along slowly. They're definitely taking their time, making sure that he gets his legs underneath him, knowing that he's only played 2 games in the last 2 seasons. They're kind of using kid gloves with him, and there's a few players they're going to use kid gloves with, Sean Lee probably being one of those. They'll probably put him in bubble wrap. That's probably a good thing, and I talked about this coming up the road, and I apologize. One thing you guys gotta understand with me, I'm very busy. I wish this was all I had to do. But I literally today drove over 300 miles. We demoed a bathroom, took off all the tile off the bathtub, all the tile off the floor, hauled that away to the dump. Like I said, drove the 300 and some plus miles. Took care of getting a refrigerator in the house, getting a refrigerator out of a house, cut up a tree limb that was laying across the driveway, put up a storm door, took care of some stuff up in an attic, and literally been trying to keep up with the Dallas Cowboys. So you got to understand that when there's news, I'm going to do it wherever it is. Sooner or later, I'm going to be on the toilet giving you a report because the news will break while I'm on the toilet and had too much Mexican food and just can't get up. So I apologize that the camera was bouncing around because I was in my other truck with a different holder, and that one just doesn't tighten up enough. So I apologize. So any of you guys that are still got their head spinning around, I apologize. Forgive me. I've been working on the sound, trying to make sure we got the sound right. Hopefully I've gotten it down. I took care of the desk here because somebody told me that my desk was wriggly, and every time that I moved that you'd hear noises, but it was actually the microphone over there was bouncing. So I've been taking care of those things. So understand, I work hard to try and bring you guys the news as best I can and so on. Now, Zeke Elliott. This is probably the most exciting thing that I can't wait to see next week. Next Thursday, we will be in Oxnard, probably right about now, live streaming to you guys, talking about what we saw at training camp. I'm curious to see the difference of Zeke Elliott this year versus last year. Last year, you could see everybody kind of stayed away from Zeke. You could see Zeke wasn't getting that many carries. And you could see the weight of the world on Zeke Elliott. And you can understand that. You know, when you start to hear, you know, that I'm going to be suspended 6 games, or maybe I'm not going to be, and so on, you couldn't get your mind right. But looking at clips of him today, and we're not in pads, we're not hitting anything, not that they do that much hitting anymore anyway. He looks good. He looks fast. I'll say DeMarcus Lawrence looks really, really fast too. You know, like $17 million fast. 17 million, and I'm gonna make more money fast. So I feel good about that situation. Dak, I told you guys when I saw Dak at the autograph signing that to me, he looked like he had lost some more weight. He looked cut as can be. And a lot of the talking heads out there said he's looking a little bit trimmer than he had been. And he's put in a lot of work. I am as excited as I can be for our Dallas Cowboys. And I believe that this is going to be a good season. But for the Dallas Cowboys to be successful this year, the admittance by Scott Linehan that they were limited in the amount of route trees. This is what the Cowboys have to do more than anything else. It is the coach's job to put players in positions to win and to be successful. I think, and I've said this before, that our Cowboys coaches, because they were so successful the year before, that they figured it ain't broke, don't fix it. We'll keep it simple. We'll just keep doing basically what we did before, and we're going to win. Can't do that in the NFL. You cannot. The difference between winning and losing is that big. That big. That's it. It's a play here and a play there that gets you to the playoffs, or a play here and a play there that gets you fired. They have to be creative. They have to be innovative. You cannot rest on what you did in the before. I said this team has a lot of talent. Of course, an Eagle fan said, how can you say that team has a lot of talent? Having talent doesn't mean you're going to win. You have to know what to do with the talent. This team has more Pro Bowlers since 2010 than anybody else. You look at a Zach Martin. You look at a Travis Frederick, a Tyron Smith, a Zeke Elliott, who over the course of the last 2 years has more yards rushing than anyone else. And he had 6 games less than most of them because of suspension. You can't tell me that's not talent. You look at a Sean Lee. You look at players on here, you have talent. But it's about having them ready to rock and roll and getting a little edge on the other team. And that's where we failed. One of our biggest failures. And I wish so much that Jerry had a different answer when he was asked about the hot seat. And like I said to Michael on the way coming up the road, he should have said, everybody's on the hot seat. Everywhere. Because if you are not feeling a little uncomfortable, if you're not a little worried, you're not going to put in that extra work. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about guys who don't know who the starter is going to be. If you know you're going to be a starter, I'm the highest paid guy out here, man. I don't have to work so hard. I'm going to play regardless. I don't have to practice. We're talking about practice? I don't do practice. I'm a top guy. You're not hungry. You're not clawing and scratching to get better. You're not trying to get that spot. You're not trying to stay on the team. You're not out there trying to get paid. And I think we've had too much of that. Too many people that have been comfortable and not worried about their job. But people need to be put on notice that if you can't do it, I'm gonna damn sure find somebody who will. Yeah. Can't be comfortable. You got to worry about the guy behind you taking your spot. I bust my ass in here. Yeah, I'm doing okay. But you know what? If I rest, if I don't get better, if I don't come up with the next thing, I'm going to get passed by and left in the ashes. Take a look at Facebook right now. Dropped 20% of their value in one day. 120 million, billion. $120 billion in one day. They're becoming a dinosaur. Because somebody new will take their place. Just like they took over MySpace. So keep grinding, keep working, and keep striving to be the best. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'm tired as can be. I'm going to go to bed, and then tomorrow morning, we'll have Don't Sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, and I'll have had a chance to really dissect the first day. I'll see you guys bright and early in the morning. Have a great night.